iPadOS 26 made the iPad feel more like a real computer, with better file management, proper windowing, and background activities actually working, but it still needs just a little push to be way more useful than just a YouTube player. So in this video, I'll show you how to make your iPad genuinely more useful with just the right accessories. Whether you'd like to game on the go, tune your iPad into a desktop workstation, or use it as a portable editing studio that can work with photos, video, or audio. Some are simple, some are underrated, but all of them make my iPad experience genuinely better and way more fun to use. Let's start with something light. I've always been a fan of using devices without cases, just because they look and feel better that way. But this iPad cover from Muffed not only makes the iPad look and feel good, but it genuinely adds to its functionality. It's got over 20 positions you can fold it into, which makes the iPad practical in way more use cases than usual, like gaming for example. It can also hold your iPhone, so you can watch something on the side, be it a playlist, a second stream, or whatever you're into, or you can use it as a second display and do proper work on it. Though my favorite position has to be this one. It just slides over the thigh and sits at a comfortable distance from your eyes. And it's easy to use for writing, gaming, or editing. I know that because that's how I edit all my videos. The magnets are very strong, so you don't have to worry about that, and the material is also very nice to the touch. I like it a lot, and the blue on it is just the cherry on top. If you're interested, I'll leave a link down in the description. Now, some of you might be using the iPad for meetings or video calls, and if you do, you know that the iPad's camera has a big issue, namely being centered vertically and not horizontally. So let's fix that with the OBSBOT Meet 2. It's a tiny USB-C camera that attaches easily with a magnetic clip, so you can use it horizontally or vertically, and most importantly, take it anywhere with you. Also, despite its compact form factor, it shoots 4K clean footage, and its 1/2-inch sensor delivers decent video output even in low light, without being noisy. So your meetings or FaceTime calls will look crisp whether you're indoors or just dealing with bad light in general. It also has gesture controls. For example, by showing an L sign with your hands, it will zoom on your face for as long as you keep showing the sign. Or better yet, you can just raise your hand and hold it like this, and it will activate its AI mode. You'll see that when the LED turns purple, and it works in a way that the camera follows you around wherever you go, as well as zooms in if you pull away from the camera, or zooms out if you get closer. So you're always going to be in the center of the frame, even if you can't sit straight. And if you're being paranoid about privacy, now there's no reason to. The LED will also go out, so you know for sure the camera is not only off, but also doesn't drain the battery. So overall, it's a solid upgrade for your iPad's camera. Not to mention that you can also use it to record video or live stream as well. So if you're interested, you'll find the links for the OBSBOT Meet 2 down in the description. The next accessory is one of my favorites. I primarily use my iPad for editing, so it always has some SD cards attached to it. But because it only has one USB-C port, I've kind of been forced to use dongles, which I hated because they just dangle from the side and are just genuinely annoying. So when I found Zike's 4-in-1 USB-C hub, it just made sense instantly. Not only does it have a sleek design that fits the iPad perfectly and doesn't drag it down with its weight, but it also offers a microSD slot that runs at UHS-2 speeds, as well as one USB-C-A and 2 USB-C ports, all capable of 10 gigabits data transfer. And one of the USB-C ports also supports fast charging at 27 watt. It's like it was made for the iPad, but it also works fine with the USB-C iPhones too. But speaking of storage, sometimes you just need more of it, especially that the iPad now has more or less of a proper file management system, so that's where Zike's 1TB small SSD comes in. It also writes and reads at 10 gigabits per second too, but what I find cool about it is its screen, where it displays its temperature, speed, capacity, and most importantly, lifespan, which has been critical for me as of lately. Because while making this video, my 970 EVO just randomly died, without warning after just 2 years of use, wiping the whole data off it. So knowing that your SSD is about to die is very helpful, frankly. But also to prevent that, this one's got a fan inside, which is really helpful, especially since you can attach it to your iPhone and record log footage for straight up hours. So yeah, now I keep all my videos on this tiny SSD. By the way, if you're interested, the links will be down in the description as well. But while we're on the topic of video, I want to quickly talk about audio. I've been in love with this Maono wireless mic, and now that iPadOS and iOS 26 lets you select the input device natively in the control center, it's become a lot more useful. You could use it for a podcast, or you can also pair it with the OBSBOT camera, and now you have a great setup for meetings. I think the audio speaks for itself. And it also comes with a Lightning version of the receiver, so it would work with an older iPad or iPhone as well. Now, I think it's time we address the keyboard question. After all, if you want your iPad to be truly desktop-like, you're probably gonna need one. So what I've got here is Chesona's Armor Dock series. And not only does it make the iPad look like a laptop, it might as well be one. Because this keyboard also allows you to add an M.2 SSD to your iPad, and if that isn't enough, it also gives you 6 extra ports, namely an HDMI, SD and microSD, a USB-C, USB-A, and even a 3.5-inch jack. It's definitely been some time since I've seen one. As far as the keyboard itself goes, it's got function buttons, the travel in the field is pretty decent, so writing longer articles isn't an issue. I, for example, write the scripts for these videos using this keyboard. It's also backlit with 3 brightness levels and 7 different colors to choose from, though I wish I had pure white. Also, the light turns off by itself if you're not typing for longer than a few solid seconds, so it's not draining your battery for no reason when you're just watching something. Though if you are using the brightest settings and are typing for a longer period of time, the effect on the battery becomes noticeable. But it shouldn't be an issue because even at the lowest settings, it's pretty bright. I'd say it's more than enough. The trackpad supports touch as well as clicks, though only in specific spots, but given the feature set and the price, I can't really complain about that. Overall, it's a solid keyboard that doubles as a protective case, so the chances of you bending your iPad Pro in a backpack become astronomically lower. But enough about work. The iPad can do one more thing, which is gaming, and for that you need a solid controller to make the experience truly enjoyable. And the GameSir T4 Pro is the best budget pick for that. I've been using it for a few years and have never had any issues with it, such as connectivity or stuck buttons, and I do play quite a bit. Mostly games like Sekiro or Elden Ring that require quite a lot of button smashing. So I can safely say that the buttons are very enjoyable to press. They also sound nice and the joysticks are just as good. It's also being recognized as an Xbox controller, so you can connect to all kinds of devices like a Switch, Windows, or even Android if you're that guy, but who am I to judge you? I've also tried a few other gamepads in this price range, but they have either missed buttons or not felt as good. So this one I can really recommend. And honestly, that's kind of the whole point of this video. All of these accessories don't just add functionality, they make the iPad fun again. Whether you're working, editing, or gaming, the right tools make all the difference.